Good.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we're doing an awesome vlog about Wuxi. So before coming to Wuxi, we weren't sure what to expect food-wise. All we kept hearing was the food is so sweet. But how sweet exactly? On our second day, a friendly taxi driver gave us the rundown.
扣钱。甜了不是一般的甜，那是全国第一个。这个是有据可查的，全国最牛的吃甜的。你要上海人吃甜，广东人那边人都是稍微偏甜，都是鲜甜，他这种是齁甜。
So we started at a small Xiaolongbao store in a quiet, tree-lined courtyard.
Yeah, Wuxi has a long tradition of using sugar in cooking. It goes back to when the sugar was considered a luxury. It became a signature part of the local flavor, especially in meat.
The Xiaolongbao tastes really sweet. Like when we first come here, like I heard like Wuxi used to be called Tiandu, and since I'm from Nanjing, so I can feel like Xiaolongbao is even sweeter than in Nanjing.
I mean, I love sweet food, but this was like biting into a mini pork candy.
Pork candy.
Very different from what we're used to in Shanghai, right?
Yeah, it's much more sweet actually.
And the shrimp wonton was actually kind of the opposite. Light, gingery, very clean. I really liked the contrast until I spilled everything over my dress. Really classic.
I think the dumpling really left a mark of Wuxi, right?
Yeah, it for sure did. Later, we found a tiny dessert shop tucked in a quiet courtyard. We tried watermelon jelly with brown sugar and a rice wine flour jelly.
How is that?
What is this?
The one you don't like, the rice wine.
I love it now.
The watermelon one was way too sweet.
Why so sweet? So sweet.
Really sweet.
We also spotted a huge line at a food stall. Deep fried squid skewers with customization spice. We went with cumin and plum powder. Really weird combination, but it was great.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, I personally really like plum powder.
Yeah,
It was not
good.
a traditional Wuxi dish, but surprisingly it was soft, but not rubbery at all.
And for dinner, we also followed the driver's other tip and tried steamed whitefish and silverfish with egg.
That smells different.
The silverfish honestly just tasted like scrambled eggs, right? A bit pricey for 58 RMB in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Just like basically just taste the fried egg.
The whitefish was amazing, like tender, boneless, super delicate.
Really soft. Like actually really soft.
And what was the fish called again?
Oh, that's Taihu Baiyu. It's native nearby to the Tai Lake. Tai is the lake name, and it's considered one of the local favorites.
Huishan is actually often called the cultural heart of Wuxi. It's more than 1,000 years old with about 120 memorial halls, and each one was built to honor someone important from the area.
One I remember clearly was Daifu Zi, a hall built for two famous scholars from Qing dynasty.
It's the Confucius, and surrounding them surrounding them is like all his students.
And almost every hall had some kind of carved family rule or code. Large table dedicated for the rules of Confucius, as you can see.
How many words you understand? Yi, Zhong, Tai. Other words? Which one? Gong. Yeah. No. It's not this gong. This gong means all together. Ming. You. Tian. Xia. Nina's quite good, no? The Chinese.
The open courtyard Tianjing not only reflects harmony with nature, but also allow light and air to flow. The good harvest, Kojun, symbolizes prayers for prosperity.
And at the entrance, we saw these tall warrior figures mentioned. So at the previous temple, we saw like the guards, right? Here they're even bigger. And stone lions with bright red ribbons. They're supposed to protect the space and bring good luck. And they looked super serious and dramatic, but also kind of fun.
After that, we walked over to Jichang Garden, Jichang Yuan. It was built during Ming Dynasty and became so admired that Qing emperors visited 7 times. But seriously, the garden was beautiful. We walked through the stone caves, stood by a still pond that reflect in the skies and the trees. It almost looked like a painting.
Right after that, we actually headed to Huishan Temple. It was calmer, more spiritual even, I would say. We started at the Yubei Pavilion and near a little pond filled with floating plants, xingcai. There was even a huge old tree, an old ginkgo tree, right?
Yeah, it's a ginkgo tree. Yeah.
Over 600 years old tree that was being like supported with a wooden beam. And that's when we also heard a really loud sound of the bell. I gave it a try too, and I'm glad I did because it felt really peaceful. Like you had a moment to yourself and you could reflect on the wish that you just made. I wasn't expecting that at all, but I loved how the photos actually turned out. It was dramatic, almost like we'd stepped into a movie set.
People actually call it Cyberpunk Temple in China.
Really pretty building up. It's like a modern building, and then you have the temple, which is like the more ancient building. It looks so cool in the contrast.
We also walked over to Nanchang Temple nearby. In Chinese, we call it Nanchang Street. So yeah, I think Wuxi's temple and memorial halls really left an impression on us.
But there's another side we didn't expect, which was the film industry.
A big reason for that is CCTV, Wuxi Film and TV Base. It's one of the largest historical sets in China. It was originally built for 1924 shows Romance of Three Kingdoms and Water Margin, two of the most famous stories in Chinese history.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. Soren, because obviously it's his childhood and he grew up watching these shows, and me because who wouldn't want to spend a day in like a fantasy world?
Yeah.
Wow. It's so pretty. Oh, I feel like I'm in ancient China. So cool, no?
And we start in water margin section, 水滸. The whole area looks like it comes straight out of the Song Dynasty. Stone streets, wooden buildings, and even the trash bins were made into look ancient.
We even caught a small acrobatic show, which was like with a dad and his daughters performing together, like an old traveling troupe. That was really cool, I think.
One of the funniest stops was Yamen, an old police court.
You report to the police officer, they will knock this.
And look at the old punishment tools. I may or may not have tested one.
Where do I start?
That's quite hurt.
Really?
Actually quite hurt. Quite hurt, right?
Yeah, I stayed far away also from the quiz station because they're asking kids Chinese history questions and I was not about to embarrass myself.
Yeah, I was thinking like the officers were holding some tickets.
Yeah, they were.
On his end. Like, I
Soren really wanted
I
that
only
ticket.
get one. Yeah, it was such an old design ticket. Then we visited the Jian Fu, a big officer house, reading room, bedroom, martial arts space. You could actually work in and sit down, and which make feel more real.
Yeah, I remember I even tried to grab one of the martial arts weapons, but it was stuck. They clearly knew someone like me was coming, and it's for safety reasons for sure.
Eventually, we reached the palace. It had golden roof tiles and its big dragon's throne in the center. We called Longyi.
Then we took a short shuttle ride to the Three Kingdoms section. This is where things actually got really exciting and interesting.
The event has live shows reenacting 三英战吕布, where 3 heroes fighting 吕布. It had everything, real horses, forearm, loud music. I watched it so many times on TV, but seeing it in real life feels so cool.
Yeah, but I didn't see much of it, right?
Yeah.
It turns out I'm allergic to horses, and the moment they galloped out, I ran the other way sneezing.
Basically, we can see some horse fur
Yeah.
like floating in
It was
the air.
flying in the air.
Yeah, so many. After that, we head to the Wu Kingdom's navy area. The park was calm and open with a quiet lake. There was options to take a traditional wooden boat or just walk around to enjoy the views.
Yeah, and that was where we even found a tiny location showing how they did naval battles, old maps, ship models. It was really cool.
Yeah, and of course we find some themed ice cream. It was shaped like a bride and a groom, based on Royal Mary's story.
Dun dun.
Couple ice cream.
Wow, it looks.
I can't even see the queen. They're same color.
Right? Scam, but different person.
Bite her head off.
Yeah, and that was really memorable because I remember we were so busy taking photos of the ice cream. We actually missed the actual wedding show
Yeah.
in the park. But when the crowd left, we got to see the whole stage with real decorations and music still playing. So it was really magical. And I think we got kind of lucky that we actually went there with not that many people.
But I still feel like we kind of like two fools. Like we were eating the ice cream and the show's beginning. Once we finish the ice cream, the show's end.
That was kind of embarrassing. But whatever, it worked out in the end.
Just always hold the playlist on your hand. So like which show is beginning now, just go there to see.
Anyways, I think Wuxi is full of contrast. It was really peaceful, the gardens by the day and the busy streets by the night, and somewhere in between all of that, it leaves you with a feeling that you will want to revisit it at one point. See you guys in the next vlog.
Next vlog. Bye bye.
Like,
It's quite peaceful here. Quite like this place. It's like some of the rare place don't have any people.